Super cool radio. Hello everyone, I am Matthew Thomas and you are watching Super Cool Radio. Got some very special guests with me at this time. They are a super cool rock and roll band from Nashville. Please welcome True Villains.
What up?
Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and making up True Villains. Up top next to me, we got Beau on vocals. We got Greg on keys. We got Tim, the guitarist, who's currently shopping for Jordan deals.
True. I get that. I like you. I like that plug.
I had to include that. I did as soon as you said that. I'm like, I gotta sneak this in somewhere.
It's all right.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I just started listening to you guys, I think, a couple months ago, actually, so it's kind of funny. The publicist, she hit me up, and I was like, man, I just started listening to these dudes, and I really like your style, because you got, like, you kind of remind me a little bit of, like, Dirty Honey, but also, like, you got, like, the 90s grunge in there as well.
Cool, like that.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah. That's right. Before I dive too deep talking with you guys, I got a fun question to kick off this interview. What music have you been listening to this week?
Man, I've actually been listening to the band Fuel a bunch.
No way, dude! I'm a big fan of them. Yeah, I think they're coming back with new music. I think.
Yeah, I don't know. Jim Ivins, Beau knows. I guess both of you know him. He hit me up for the grunge night thing, and I picked the Fuel song, and I was like, man, I forgot how cool this band is.
Yeah, great band.
Yeah, I listen to them a lot.
Dude, that's awesome.
Greg?
What about you?
I've been listening to a lot of Traveling Wilburys because I just played a tribute at Basement East last night, so I had to learn 30 songs of Traveling Wilburys and ELO and Bob Dylan and Tom Petty and George Harrison. So I had to immerse myself fully into that world so I could embody the spirit of the music.
Right on. Beau, what about you, my man?
I've been listening to a lot of Dinosaur Pileup.
Nice.
A newer small rock band, because I think that they're going to be playing at some festivals now that festivals are out again, so I'm trying to go see them.
Right on.
On tour.
Hell yeah.
Hey, that would be cool. Yeah, I mean, I haven't listened to them in a little bit, but yeah, I mean, I remember the one song, 1111, that was like on every rock radio station in the whole world at some point.
Yeah, I forgot that was like their first single that kind of hit. The one that I've only heard on the radio is Blackfoot. Or Backfoot.
Yeah,
I like the whole album.
Yeah, I remember it was probably 4 or 5 years ago when 1111 came out, like the local radio station here in Indiana, like that's all day, like every time I turned the radio station on, didn't matter what day, what time, it was like always like 1111 would show up at some point, like a few minutes after I started listening.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah. And this week I just started listening to Kid Rock again. Like it came up on Shuffle on my iPod when I was working out, and I was like, man, I forgot about Kid Rock for a little bit. So I've been getting back and listening to his stuff lately now.
Dude, his first album is so sick.
Oh yeah, I was listening to American Badass, or sort of the History of Rock with the American Badass on it, and
Yeah.
I forgot, like that was kind of like his B-side, or I forgot, it was kind of a compilation, I think, but yeah, I forgot how good like his older stuff was. Even some of his newer stuff's actually pretty decent too.
Yeah, that one album, Rock and Roll Jesus. That was pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's kind of a newer one.
I think that was like 07-ish. I think it was 07 or 08, but yeah, so that's what I've been listening to this week. And obviously,
His phone died.
It happened.
Phone died.
It
All
happened.
right, Greg, you're the new lead singer of True Villains.
Change your name tag to Beau.
Hey, I'm Bial. Yeah, how do I do that?
There he is.
Bial?
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Sorry, I don't know what's going on.
It's
We
okay.
need to start a GoFundMe to get Beau a new iPhone.
Yeah. Oh man. And then give me his old iPhone, so at least everyone has an iPhone.
All right, so focus on you guys. Obviously, I'm chatting with True Villains. I got all 4 members back with me again. So before True Villains, how did you guys get started as musicians?
Let's take that one.
I started in when I was a little kid. My grandma used to play a lot of piano, and then I got a guitar from my grandfather. And my parents just started giving me all their old CDs, and I started listening to different kinds of rock music, which I had never heard before because my parents just played a lot of country music when I was growing up. And then, yeah, I just heard Motley Crue for the first time, and then got super pumped on rock, and just went down the rabbit hole.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Right on.
I made a guitar Christmas one year. I think I was like 11, and I didn't ask for it. I wasn't really interested in it, but then I started noodling around and picked it up pretty quick. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know. I'm sure that she regrets that decision now. Probably wishes that I went to law school or something. But yeah, that's about it. Moved to Nashville, started working. That's actually how I met Greg. We met touring in a different band. Yeah, pretty much the long and short of it. And I dragged it up.
I got you, man. Yeah. So we're not going to see Tim the lawyer at any point.
No.
I could see you being a lawyer, a pretty good lawyer.
Well,
Just
my senior photo from high school, Val tells me that I look like a lawyer in it because I had the Abraham Lincoln chin strap and
yeah,
my shitty blazer on.
bring it back.
Not bad.
Blazer and Jordans.
Yeah.
That might be a good look. Hey, man.
Yeah,
It'd be my
that's
thing.
a great look. Yeah.
Right on. All right, so Greg, what about you, my man?
Well, I mean, my parents have great taste in music, and were always playing like either Motown or the Beatles or something growing up. And my older brother was a musician. He was a really good piano player, like classically trained, and they needed a way to occupy me, so they figured like, well, why don't we have Greg take piano lessons right after Kevin? And so like I started playing piano at an early age, but I like really fucking hated it, and I hated taking lessons. So I was just like, this is not for me. So they're like, okay, we'll buy you a drum set. So they like got me a drum kit for Christmas one year when I was young, and then I like actually really liked that, and so it was just kind of like music is a cool outlet for my energy, and then at some point in high school I just like I started a band and just like fell in love with it, and I never turned back. So
All very cool. So how did you guys come together as a band, and how did you choose the name True Villains?
So I had met Greg, like I said, on another gig, and then the drummer Matt, we knew each other when we lived in LA. We went to school together, and he moved to Nashville maybe like 2 years after I did, somewhere around there. And we played on various gigs together, but really deep down, I've always wanted to play rock music. The country thing, just in Nashville, you just do whatever you got to do to pay the bills, right? So ultimately, I always wanted to be in my own band, write my own music, be a rock band. So Matt and I started looking for a singer. And we ended up finding one, and we had a couple guys. We've had a few lineup changes since then, but we started, jamming and writing songs, and it was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And then we played one show with the previous singer, it didn't go well, so we decided to move on from that. And then I kind of posted the Craigslist ad as like a Hail Mary, because I was just like so discouraged at that point because it took me so long to even find a guy that we had. We just posted a Craigslist ad, and Beau Lastovich on it, not other Beau. He replied to the ad, and was living in Minnesota at the time, and he sent us some stuff, and we dug it, and then we kind of had a meeting, a little FaceTime meeting like this, And then he was like, yeah, I'll move. And then, 2 weeks later, he moved down, and it's been grinding it out ever since, pretty much. It's the long and short of it. And then we added Greg. Maybe a year into the band, maybe not quite that long. I don't know, somewhere around there. We originally were just a 4-piece.
Nobody remembers those days, though. Like, as far as the fans are concerned, the band didn't really start until Beau and I joined.
Fair enough. And then Matt actually came up with the True Villains name. I remember he called me one time. He was like, what do you think about this name? And I was like, well, it's the best one that I've heard so far, so let's go with it, I guess. Yeah.
We're still trying to come up with a name. True Villains is just a working title right now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about it.
It should have been work in progress, but right now, True Villains.
Right, exactly, yeah.
But yeah, that's really cool. So was there always a plan to like add keys to the band, or how did that progress?
We had toyed around with the idea of getting a second guitar player at some point, but then we actually had Greg come in and play on a couple songs on our first EP, and we all just really dug the element of having all the keys in there, and it opens up a lot of options, I guess, with what you can do versus having another guitar player. So kind of switches it up a little bit.
Yeah, I think it does. Especially you can kind of go with different sounds. I know, obviously, as I said kind of earlier in this interview, you have the classic rock but grunge. But then your newest single, which I really want to talk about, "Awake at Night," I think it's a little bit of a different style for you. Definitely, to me, it kind of reminds me of a little bit like '80s hard rock, in my opinion.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, kind
of like Heavy Journey.
Yeah, actually, that's a good way to describe it. Yeah.
Yeah, we all have such diverse musical tastes between the five of us. So, all weasels its way into the music at some point.
Yeah, for sure. But I've been definitely digging, especially your latest stuff. Actually, my first song I actually heard by you guys was "Electric Blue," and that's kind of definitely a very bluesy, still rock, but also very bluesy song as well.
That was one of the older songs that we had recorded when Greg came into the studio and played on that. And then it was after that we were like, oh, we want Greg to play in this band.
Right. I'm glad he passed the test, and now he changed his name to Beau, but I'm glad he's with you guys.
Me too.
So that's really cool. So how was the writing and recording the new single "Awake at Night"? I heard you worked with a very high caliber producer as well.
Yeah, Nick Raskulinecz, he produced Foo Fighters and Alice in Chains and Korn and Evanescence and everyone. It was amazing just to kind of it felt good that he liked us. He liked us, right away. And when we met him, I guess he came to see a show and he liked us. So we set up a sort of a meet and greet type of thing. And we played 25 songs for him. And he only liked one of them. And so he was he encouraged us to write more songs kind of in that vein. And so we did. And once he kind of saw our vision and then we saw his vision, us working together, he kind of became a bandmate, you know what I mean? And it was just it was a surreal experience because we were in his awesome studio and we're making soaring rock fucking magical sounding shit, and it was just it was an out of body experience almost. And he's just he has such a big personality, and he's so cool and so knowledgeable, and it was just one of those experiences that you wish would just last forever,
Yep.
That's really awesome. Definitely, as I said, a really talented producer. So he's in the Nashville area too, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he is now. Yeah, he was West Coast for a long time, but now he's been in Nashville for a while.
Yeah, that's really awesome. As you said, he's worked with so many talented bands. And the one song you like, was it "Awaken"? Which song did he like? Was it "Awake at Night" or did you have to
It was
write?
"Blood in the Water." We had not yet written any of the other songs that we recorded. The only one that we had already had kind of in the can or whatever was "Blood in the Water." And he was like,
and I I think like the same week that we had that little meeting with him, we wrote the villain.
Right.
Like, that was like almost immediately after that.
I remember we were like kind of, because we're sensitive artist types, you know, so we were like, damn, like he doesn't like all of our other stuff. But he encouraged us to write more, so we were like kind of upset about it. But then we just immediately started writing more better songs. You know what I mean? Like that was the little kick in the ass that we needed, I guess. And I'm thankful for it.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it is what you need. I mean, to have someone say, well, you know, you got to write more, you got to do better. But I think you guys have definitely been pumping out some really great singles recently.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, for sure. I think, as I said, like, I really like you guys' sound because it definitely includes like very different influences, but also at the same time, they're all like relative and connected. Like, you know, classic rock, you know, kind of mixed with grunge, kind of mixed with like heavy Journey, as you said. It's all kind of just in the still in the same realm of True Villains.
Yeah,
That's the goal.
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
As both of you said, yes. Yeah, it's really cool, and definitely. I think recently, a few months ago, you guys released a music video for "Dig Your Grave." I liked how it was shot. It was kind of like in the forest and the woods and stuff. Also with showing the band and you guys jamming. But how was it filming the music video?
Super fun. It was cool. Yeah. It was cold because we filmed it in January, and it was the funniest part. Like there was all this like dark, you know, death imagery, you know, metaphorical, of course, but like we went out early in the afternoon and like made a like kind of a. It shows it a couple times where there's like a sort of a grave with like leaves and wood, and we like fashioned a cross out of some branches, and like like threw a stone at the mirror to like break the glass, and so we got everything set up, but it was like in a public like trail, so there would be people like running by, and then they'd like see what like this like great, and they would stop and be like so freaked out, but we would have some ridiculous like thing to say to them, like to hopefully make them even more scared. But the people, like, I swear the people that were like running by that grave set like a personal record for their fastest time ever on the trail because they were so freaked out and they just wanted to get away.
That's why, yeah, don't mind us. We're just committing a crime. It's okay.
Right, yeah. I mean, the dude's dead. He doesn't know that we're filming him right now, you know?
Yeah, it's totally cool, you know. But yeah. That's funny. Like, you see someone just running by and go, man, what are those people doing over there?
Yeah.
Sacrificing something.
Right. They never ran faster.
See, we have to have true villains on a trail. I mean, we can motivate people to break world records.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it's really cool. If anyone checked it out, it's on YouTube. It's on their YouTube channel right now. I really like it because like most of it is in black and white too, which I think it's cool because I think that's an underused feature for like film and stuff nowadays.
We just couldn't afford the color.
Yeah, it's upcharge of the videographer to film it in color.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm getting attacked. I'm getting attacked by a fly in the car.
That's all right. That's the risk you run when you look for Jordan deals.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, really cool. You know, as I said, just this like that whole vibe of that song just matches that music video like perfectly. Like the black and white, I think it just fits just that whole vibe of that song.
That's probably my favorite one too. Like the video that I think turned out the coolest.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I was stalking you guys on YouTube, so I was like, I want to see what music video I would like to talk about. And I was like, man, Dig Your Grave. I like the song too. I think the song's really cool, and then just like the music video is like an extension of how cool the song is.
Thanks. We were proud of it.
Another cool question for you guys, just kind of a hypothetical, but maybe if it happens, that'd be cool too. If you could collaborate with any living artist or band on a future song, who would it be?
Kanye. Go ahead, Beau.
I'd say Post
What?
Malone.
Post Malone.
Cool.
All right. I can see that working out though.
That's 2 rappers.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. I picked it up. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Post Malone would be sick. That would be cool.
You still like doing the rock thing, so or kind of like, doing a little bit of a rock thing.
Yeah, I mean,
Sure.
he worked with Ozzy, so I mean, huge rock.
He seems to be like a genuine rock fan, So
Yeah.
that would be cool.
That would be dope. Dope collab. Beau, that's not Beau Lastovich.
Oh, I said Kanye. I was the first one to interject.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you. So
That's okay.
you guys picked 2 rappers. That's good.
Yeah.
All right, Tim. What about you?
I think Post Malone would be sick, or have Slash playing a track would be dope. Probably.
What would you do?
Yeah, are you gonna share the guitar solo then, Tim, or how you gonna?
what would
I
you
just
do?
I just want to play one. He can just play a solo on it.
Good. I can see Tim kicking back like, yeah, Slash. I think you got this. I think you're good.
I don't know. There's so many awesome artists. Hard to narrow that down, I guess. But I like the Post Malone idea, like something that's not in our genre.
Yeah, I think there'll be some kind of
like the Run DMC, Aerosmith thing, but in the modern era.
Totally. Yes.
Yeah, that would actually be really cool because you don't see too much of you kind of see rap doing rock stuff, but you don't see a lot of rock artists working with rap artists nowadays, kind of thing.
Let's do it.
Hey, if someone can make that happen, I'm totally in for that.
Yeah.
So I think that'd be really cool. One I was thinking of, which it's still in the rock category, I think as cool as the ones you guys said, but I think you guys in Alter Bridge. Because you guys sound just sounds so clean and crisp. That, I think you guys and Alter Bridge work really well together.
Barry, the bass player, would love to hear that.
Yeah.
Big Alter Bridge fan.
Oh yeah, huge.
We played a show with Tremonti.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does solo stuff, and he's just he's an amazing guitarist. Just I've seen Alter Bridge live only once, and they're really good.
Yeah, they're great. Yeah, I've seen him a couple times.
His solo stuff was cool too.
Yeah,
It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very heavy.
It is very heavy. I think he's worked with a few. Tremonti's worked with a few. I remember he worked with Fozzy. I think he did a guitar solo for them in one of their songs, and he's super talented dude.
For sure. I mean, he's in.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, definitely. I saw them once. I drove. So I'm from South Bend, Indiana. So I drove down to Indy with my brother, and it was very interesting because it was February 2020, and it was the roads were, as we were going down, driving 2.5 hours, it started getting more and more icy. So we started we started sliding on the road, but luckily there was nobody around. So luckily my brother was able to correct and we didn't crash. So that was always good. So not crashing and then seeing Alter Bridge, that makes it a pretty cool day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
For sure. So you're based out of Nashville. So what's the music scene like in Nashville?
It's pretty diverse now. I mean, I've been there for a little while, but it's way more diverse now than when I moved there as far as genres go. I feel like it's the music capital of the country at this point, over LA or New York, in my opinion. But, what do y'all think about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's all different type, any kind of music that you're looking for, you can really find it here. And people doing original stuff. You see a lot of the country music, writers' rounds, but lately I've been seeing a lot of ones that are hip-hop and rap people doing writers' rounds. I was just at a house show last night where it was, different jam band, fusion bands, I don't know, like jazz and funk, and they were just playing a house show.
Did you go to the Fresh Squeeze party?
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Yep, it was tight.
Right on. Well, see, you change your name to Beau, Imitation Beau, and you get kicked out.
So this happens. There's only room for one.
He frozen a berry. Looks like he's picking it. Looks like he's picking his nose.
Well, hopefully he'll get unstuck or he'll come back or something. But yeah, but I know like Nashville is mostly known for like country music and stuff, but it's definitely, I think there's definitely more rock artists either from there or moving to there that are definitely calling that place home in Nashville.
For sure. A lot of people that come here too, like, don't really understand what it is because they only make it down to Broadway, which is all cover music. So they, hear a bunch of country covers. But there's also like a lot of people doing the rock thing down there too. But a lot of people only make it to Broadway. They don't understand like what else is going on in Nashville other than what's happening on the main strip, which is just a tourist trap.
Yeah, and guess what? We got Greg back. He's not Beau, he's Greg. See, there's only room for one Beau, and you're not Beau.
Sorry, Greg.
That's okay. I like my name just a little bit better. Not much, but just a little bit.
So we're talking about the scene in Nashville. So what's your take on the scene in Nashville, Greg?
I think it's definitely growing, and it's more eclectic than maybe it once was. But like from the moment that I moved here, I like kind of made it a priority to work with original bands and artists. Like the cover thing is great. I'm sure they, when I was gone, they talked about how they probably, their dreams weren't to be in a cover band. But like I have played with a lot of Americana artists, and that's sort of like an offshoot of country or alternative country. But that scene has been thriving from the day that I, stepped foot in Nashville. And so I always think of Nashville as being like a songwriter's town, and it's not necessarily country. I never really saw it as just a country city, but now it is certainly expanding into just a hodgepodge of everything. And I think that that's great because there's so many talented people here. And then so many talented people that don't live here want to come here, and make it even bigger and better. So. Yeah,
very, very well said. I definitely agree with that. Just there's definitely been at least maybe more of a image thing, but it's definitely transitioning from just like country music artists to more obviously rock, and people actually want to move there or record there or like kind of be there playing shows whatever to play their music.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's true.
I have seen, I think it was announced a few days ago, and I saw it on your Facebook page. You guys will be opening for Buck Cherry coming up. How does it feel to play with them?
Well, we don't know yet, but we bet it'll be pretty fun. Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be great. Looking forward.
I've heard that they're nice. I've heard that they're nice guys, so it should be fun.
Yeah, Buck seems really cool.
Buck.
Mr. Cherry, thank you.
Dr. Cherry.
Yeah, no, I've heard a lot of great things about them. Actually, like I've noticed, like with their shows, they have a lot of like either local or regional bands opening for them. So like I see like some of the people I've interviewed and some people I'm friends with, like they're opening for Buck Cherry, like Wisconsin, Michigan, or Illinois. Like they're picking local bands to open for them. I think that's really cool.
I think that's their booking agent that's doing that.
But,
the promoters also, just pick a local band because a local band will draw in their area since they're a local band. So makes sense.
The promoters are concerned that Buck Cherry won't sell out the venue just by themselves. So.
Yeah, but I've seen some national acts that like they just have like their own support with them that's not local. So I've seen like shows like that too. But I think it's all I think it's cool to incorporate local, especially the people I'm friends with. I think it's pretty cool.
Sure.
So what I've seen you guys live on YouTube. What can people expect from a live in-person show from True Villains?
Lots of nudity, lots of profanity, high volume,
leg kicks.
We've been doing a
Jumping.
lot of band plyometric training. So like our verticals are just, we need high ceilings, basically.
That's why Tim's out buying shoes now too, so he can jump higher.
Get those hops.
That's right. Like Mike, dog.
You can. Yeah, you can jump higher with the Jordans on.
That's right. Hey, you could be in Space Jam too. So they're coming out with that. You got the right shoes for it. Ugh.
Yeah, I mean, our shows are, they're high energy rock shows. So, what you would expect, I guess.
Yeah.
The last one we did was pretty good.
Yeah, I've seen some live stuff of you guys, and what I really noticed, you guys sound really good. You guys sound like your studio stuff live.
Yeah, I think we are our best.
Well, it's a compliment. I'm just saying, you guys sound good.
Yeah.
Thanks. We play a lot together, and it's I don't think I've ever. I can't speak for anyone else in the band, but I don't think I've ever been in a band where the chemistry is so palpable, because we're together so much. We can just anticipate what the person beside you is going to do, and of course we rehearse specifically the songs that we're going to play. But if there are any moments where we're going to be spontaneous or improvise something, we just are right there together, just working as a unit, and it feels good. I mean, we're tight because we put in the work to be tight,
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely what I noticed with you guys. Is that you have a very tight sound, and you guys feed off each other, with live shows and stuff.
Yeah, it's I think our best attribute as a band is our live show.
Yeah,
For the most part.
I can say I definitely I definitely want to see you guys live. I'm just watching YouTube videos. I'm like, man, I want to see these dudes live sometime, because the crowd gets into it. What I noticed, the crowd too, they always get into your whole set too.
So hopefully we'll have some more shows coming up now the world's open.
Yeah.
Huh?
We're playing in Indiana, aren't we? Fort Wayne?
Fort Wayne, right? In August.
Is it Pierre's?
And then there's I think so. And then there's a Lombard, Illinois date, I think, on there. I don't know how far that is.
Fort Wayne, that's about a little over an hour and a half for me. That's not bad. Pierre's it's a big stage. Pierre's got a really big stage. So, yeah, it's a cool venue. I'm actually going there in a couple weeks for another show. So, yeah, they got a cool venue.
Yeah, we'll post the full schedule at some point, so you have to check it out.
Right on, definitely, yeah. If True Villains show up at the show, definitely check them out, because they're gonna be really awesome, and you're gonna see a streaker too. You never know.
We try to recreate that scene from Borat usually during our live shows. Chasing each other around the hotel.
Never know what to expect from a True Villain show, but yeah, and you got two guys named Beau too in the same band, so yeah, it's always cool. Thank you guys so much for hanging out here on Super Cool Radio. Definitely really appreciate hanging out with you guys. I do got one more thing before I let you guys go. So how are we going to close out the rest of 2021? It's July. We're halfway through. So what's the future plans for True Villains?
Do that tour, play some more shows, play here in town, and hopefully get back in the studio and record some more songs.
I like it. Tim, Greg, anything else to add?
That's pretty much it.
That's our short-term goals right now. Yeah.
Take over the world.
Get back in the studio with Nick, hopefully by fall.
And then world domination.
That's right.
Yeah. Play in outer space even.
Yeah.
Concert in space.
Hey.
That would be cool. But thank you guys so much for hanging out. We definitely check out the brand new single, Wake Night. I'll leave a link for that in the description. Check it out, stream, support, give a like to True Villains. If they're coming to a show near you in the fall, definitely check them out. Really awesome band. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me.
Thanks for having us, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, for Tim, Beau, and Greg, I am Matthew Thomas. You've been watching Super Cool Radio.